Hello, my name is Juan Kuzinski, and today I have
Thant, but I also go by Steve.
Artie, and today I'll be interviewing you. So, 3 rules just to start out. You know, I cannot judge you. If at any point you feel uncomfortable with the topic, you may ask to stop. And at any point, if you wish for me to share any personal details about myself, you may do so to ask. Otherwise, I'll just listen to you.
I got you.
Alright, so start off by telling me a little bit about yourself.
Steve, I'm an international student here at the University of New Mexico. I study film. I want to be a documentarian when I grow up. Love talking to people, love interviewing people too. And I'm from Myanmar.
Myanmar? Pretty far away.
A while, yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Alrighty. Anything else you wish to share?
I mean, I think that's a good place to start. You know, give me a question and then we'll...
So tell me how you got the name Steve.
I love telling this story, bro. I believe it was 3rd grade. I went to international school back home, so I've been speaking English for a while. And my 3rd grade, I never had a English name, right? So, and then my English teacher was an American woman. She was a Black American woman, and then she was teaching us. And then one day, kids being kids, we're just sitting around, not really listening. And then she was trying to call my name. She was trying to call me to, ask me a question. But then she couldn't say my name right, so she just came up to me and she was like, Steve. And I was like, who's Steve? And she was like, your name's Steve now. And I was like, okay, bet. So I just kept it since 3rd grade.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah. Then after that, everyone else in my grade started to want in names, so they started naming themselves English stuff. So I started a trend that went throughout the school.
Okay. Pretty interesting. I've never seen that before.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, talk to me. Hello there. Talk to me a little bit about being an international student and coming to New Mexico. Places.
So, being an international student is pretty dope, man. I've always been a curious person. I love learning new things. So I would, I've always wanted to come to America as a kid. It started with Obama, I would say. I saw Obama being the president of America, and I was like, damn, man, if a black man can be a president in this place, I can be anything. So since I don't know, as long as I can remember, I always want to come here. I study the culture of America. When everyone's consuming the Eastern media, I always go for Western media. I make sure I listen to American music, American rap, just because I want to go there in the future. And I was so certain I was gonna go. I wasn't sure, but I always believed I was just gonna come here, right? I mean, I did it, but I studied all those, and I came here. I had a good base of understanding what America is like, but then experiencing it in person, it's similar, but very different too. A lot of things I didn't expect. A lot of social cues I never really understood because I grew up pretty sheltered back home. So no, I didn't know how. I didn't know some social cues, which led me to losing some friends and all those stuff. But I learned pretty fast, and I meet people like these guys. He's one of my roommates, and then introduced me to the culture that I always wanted to. Took me in and introduced me to the culture that I've always wanted to be a part of. And then it's I thought it said Steve. But no, yeah, so no, being introduced here, it's I had the perspective and the views I had back home. When I come here, I learned the perspectives here, the cultures here, just widen my views of what human beings or what human beings can be and how they work, kind of thing. Just give me a better understanding of the human being, I guess.
So I wanted to ask a little something, because have you ever heard of Paris syndrome?
Not really, no.
So essentially, because Japanese students or Japanese people grew up with this idea of Paris because they got it through documentation telling it how beautiful of city it was. And what they would do is they would fly to Paris, and they would realize how disgusting of a place it is. And they would have to be advised before going to Paris to not get shocked at what it was. So I want to ask something similar to that. What shocked you when you first came to America?
I mean, when I first come to, I mean, okay, when you think about coming to America, you don't think of New Mexico, right? When you think like all my friends, like they study, like you know, they're all studying abroad too right now, and then when you think of America, you think of Chicago, you think of New York, you think of LA, right? That's America, right? That's what America is known for. That's like, you know, the propaganda works. That's what you think the whole of America is like, right? And then I fly here, I got to New Mexico. At first, it was very underwhelming, I would say. Like I came here, I was like, damn, bro. Like like the mall here, the mall back home is a million times better. I thought everything was better and bigger and better in America, right? The food here, I mean, it's pretty good. Like it's really what it is, but like let's just say American food, right? Like it's pretty good for what it is, but like back home food's way better. You know, like a little disappointed. But then after getting to explore and like getting to know, like the place I'm in, like in New Mexico, I like instead of like being like, oh man, I don't like this place, I start to look, instead of like looking negatively, I look at positively and I'm like, what's unique about this place, right? So I started looking in more. I started, you know, like learning what this, like the history of the place, the people of the place, what people are like, and all those stuff. So from there, I mean, I started to love it. I mean, like, yeah, it might not be the most developed place, but it's special in its own ways. Like it's very slow. It's very like this place has taught me to calm down a little bit, taught me to, you know, chill a little more. Where like, you know, my whole life I grew up in a business family. We always go. What's next? Like coming here, it's like life slows down a little bit, and then you just kind of like takes it as it goes. And then nature. Like I grew up in the biggest city of the country, Yangon. Well, that's the way the English say it. Yangon. That's how I say it. I just want to clear. I just want to make clear that I know how to say the word. But no, yeah. Like I come from a big city, so like I mean I always learned in school, you know, that nature's important, but I never really got to do nature. When I came here, I got to be part of it. I got to experience it. You know, going up to the Jemez Mountains, going all the way down to, you know, white sands. It's like just so much, you know, varieties of landscape. The mountains just so like, yeah, it's crazy that like this amount of land can have like this much landscape and just like start to love it better. So like, am I gonna just live here for now? Probably not after school, you know, because it's like a slow place that you come to like chill, hang out, and all this stuff. But right now I'm a young hungry person, so I'm probably gonna move. But then, like you said, you know, Paris syndrome that happened when I first got here. But then like after like, you know, like after a year or two, when I started looking at all the goods of it, I kind of like it. It's kind of like a good experience, I would say. No, yeah, in a way. Yep.
Very interesting. Thank you for sharing.
Of course.
Appreciate that. So, you also mentioned about being a documentarian.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you, what inspired you to become a documentarian?
I'm a yapper. I love talking. I love getting to know people. When I first moved here, I grew up pretty comfortably back home. So, like the mentality that my parents put in for me is, if they're in a lower status than you, you don't really talk to them because you don't want to learn from those people. But then like if they're higher status, if you're your status, you talk to them because you learn from them. I come to find out that's not true, right? So when I first moved here, that's how I thought. But after meeting some people here, I learned to get to know a person for who they are instead of like judging, you know, what their background is. So that led me to wanting to know, you know, what human beings are more like, or like what places are like, right? Or like, and all those stuff. So yeah, that's what I would say that makes me want to be a documentarian. I want to tell stories. Like for example, I want to tell stories of people who wouldn't have the power to do it unless, you know, like people like us help them, or like yeah. So like so like document, like for example, like there's a war happening back home right now, and a lot of people are documenting it, and I want to be one of them. But then like it's kind of hard to, I don't know, man. It just, I've been thinking about it a lot recently about how I want to go film that back home. But I mean, going back to the question, yeah, it's just like wanting to know and telling, and wanting to know what people are like, and just want to tell stories.
So, I wanted to ask about, because you mentioned there was a war happening back at home.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel right now?
Very, I mean, guilty in a way that I am able to do all. I mean, I guess like it's something not good. I'm grateful for it, right? I'm grateful that I can be out here instead of, you know, like being in a war-torn country. But I want to help what I do is I try to donate as much as money as I can to back home to people that need it from out here. I like try to represent my country. Like I treat myself as like representative of where I come from, and like try to give the best view that they can have, the best impression that they can have of my country, so that like I can tell people like, hey man, they're like we're not well known, but there are lots of like great people and there's lots of strong people out there. So yeah, I want to go back one day for sure and tell a story of my people. But right now the decision is it better for me to stay out here and then collect my skills, collect my build this little story or whatever, and then go back when the country's good again to help rebuild it, or do you want to throw everything here and just go back home and like the fuckery ball and go into the forest and go film and like do it from the inside here. So yeah, if that answers the question. Ooh, I'm it's freezing, bro.
Oh yeah, no. Do you want my jacket?
No, I'm all good. I'm all good.
So, you mentioned about living in Myanmar.
Yeah.
Right? So, tell me a little bit about growing up back in Myanmar and how that was for you.
I mean, again, like as a kid, I always hated it because I'm like, there's nothing here, blah blah blah, all those stuff. But then, thinking back about it as an adult, it was pretty unique. It was pretty amazing, right? It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Like also like growing up in like a pretty comfortable family, you get like a different perspective. Like my life was very easy back home. I had 3 mates at all time, 24/7 on call.
Dude,
6 mates. I mean 3 boys, 3 girls, I guess. Yeah, on call, and like I would like wake up in the morning, my room would be dirty, or like I would just leave. I come back and my whole room is clean. All my laundry's done. So yeah, I mean it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Like it was easy, I guess. Yeah, for me, I would say it was pretty easy. I thought it wasn't easy as a kid, but like looking back, it could have been way worse. Yep.
All right. So, you mentioned about growing up in this urban city, like the big city as you described it.
Yeah.
So, talk to me a little bit, because you mentioned about shifting.
Yeah.
Like from coming here and having that tonal shock of, or little shock of experiencing America. Tell me a little bit more about coming from like a big city such as, if you don't mind saying the city. Yangon.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit more about coming to Albuquerque and like having that smaller city vibe.
Yeah. Number one, way slower. Like it's the life here is way slower, I would say, than back home. But then at the same time, back when I see a big city, I mean it was not as developed as in the big city here in America. But like compared to Albuquerque, I would say it's a little more developed. In a way, it's a little more developed. So like life back home was very fast. It's like wake up in the morning, work, and then go to bed. That's like how my parents are. So it was like it's still hard. Like I just still know how to slow down like most of the time. But yeah, learning that like having to slow down, it's okay to slow down every now and then.
take it easy.
Take it easy every now and then. Yeah, that's like the biggest shift. Low-key, I also got a dip, and I am freezing because I gotta go check. I'm shooting some interviews in Taos coming Sunday, and then I have to go grab my gears from the case, so I do got a dip.
That's okay, perfectly okay, sir. Thank you for sharing.
No, thank you. I love doing these things.
Anything else you want to say to the camera real quick before you go?
Shout out your Insta.
Nah. I ain't like.
You may shout out your Insta if you wish. It is going on YouTube.
I got you. It's it's my 22nd birthday today, so it's kind of an emotional day. I haven't been back home in 4 years. I have been out here on my own, trying to just struggle and kind of just going by and figuring it out. But at the same time, I'm very happy I left, and I'm very happy I have to stay here and I have to like survive on my own because
we're getting that shit done.
Yes, sir. And also, it's amazing like reflecting on how when I first got here and like how I acted versus how I act now and how I think now, and like see how much I've grown. And yeah, it's just life is just kind of constantly learning and just kind of being better and greater, and just moving forward. And yeah, I can't wait to tell more stories. I guess I can't wait to meet more people. I can't wait to tell more stories. And please, look up. Please, please. I don't think educate yourself is the right word. Please pay attention to what's happening in Myanmar right now. It's a fight that has been going over for over 80 years. Our people have been fighting for over 80 years, and it'll be pretty nice to get a little more attention about it so that people know what's happening there. So yeah, thank you.
No problem. All right. And